Points that we believe.
Very good point.
We had very similar points to the last group. We saw ourselves as we're always going to have a small population in Auckland, so we always thought we had to aim at high-earning industries. So we also had the hub idea, and we're coming up with being world leaders in those hubs. Some of the hub ideas we had was like innovation, research and development into that, design, biofuels, and just eco-branding around that, and also just tourism and education, and just using our all the students that we're bringing into the country for education, if we can use those into those industries. And the other point is just the kind of linking between council, business and the community, so we can just get a better networking between those groups, so we can get a better understanding of what's going on between the different communities and groups. Anybody want to add anything else? Yeah, it's just making a stronger brand for Auckland around the world, so people know what's actually available here.
That in our global world, love makes the world go round. Would you agree?
Yes.
But I think education also pipes that. So we'll hear from the last group, which is education. Thank you.
George!
Kia ora, you left the best to last. Your Worship, Member of Parliament, Melissa Lee, kia ora. Our strategy with regards to education, and I'm pleased to see that Mary Lynn Brown wants to make paradise even better, because I believe we live in paradise now and we want to make it better. So, men, keep up the good work. It's also interesting, I'm part of the ethnic minority in this room. So I think that's quite interesting, isn't it, for a European, a New Zealand-born European to be an ethnic minority? So, hey, it's not a bad place, is it, Ben? Okay. We're on education, and obviously education is the future, whether you believe it or not, no matter what you were talking about before. If you haven't got education, all that other stuff is going to be on the back foot. We were also very fortunate to have both the chair and a member of the board on our group who periodically brought us back on track. I don't know whether he's manipulating us to give us the answers that he wants to put forward anyway, but that's fine. It was the link to people and the quality of life. Our priority areas are putting children and young people first, reducing inequalities and connecting communities, in brackets, socially, physically, culturally and economically. We answered 2 of the 4 questions in depth, and we're going to talk about them now. The first question is, do you feel these priorities cover what is needed, and what gaps can you see? We have several points on it, but the one that we're going to identify for this group is ethnic groups' parents to be educated about New Zealand education systems so they can teach their children better. So we're not only focusing, we had a focus on teaching our children, but we also feel that there's a need to have systems in place that can teach our parents, who really are the first teachers, aren't they? So we need to start getting a bit of a balance there and start saying, yep, the educational system's there, and we can maximise that, but we also need in the council, in the local area, is to support some of the areas of concern that Auckland has, and we are unique. And the second question, how can Auckland become more child-friendly, enabling children to reach their full potential? And we came up with we believe that the council need to support safer community strategies, and we know that is a factor now with the police and so forth. And the stats that I'm aware of are showing a marked increase to making our communities safer. So if we can make our communities safer for ourselves and our children, it makes them more at ease to be able to reach their goals without being downtrodden. So I think that's important. So we need to keep on going down that track. We need to stop, don't take our foot off the pedal because we're starting to get results. Let's complete the process. And the other one was more support for solo parents, so that they can become more child-friendly. So again, a group has shown an issue there that we have a sympathy, an empathy rather, with our solo parents. This is not a criticism of solo parents. This is a belief that we should give more support to those solo parents. Okay? And the last thing I just want to say is I come from a decile 1 background as a child, and I'm now in a decile 8 and 9 because I'm in a country of opportunities. And in my case, I took those opportunities. And to criticise is great, but to take advantage of the opportunities is even greater. Thank you.
To give submissions, feedback before the 31st. You can do that online. There are also feedback forms at the desk. You can pick those up, write it and send it in, or even leave it behind before you go. Join the People's Panel. And don't forget, the other thing was, after this is the next formal consultation. We would want you to be actively looking out for that and giving feedback. In addition, there are other strategies, because alongside what is feeding into the Auckland Plan are other strategies that is happening concurrently, and one of them is, for instance, the Economic Development Strategy, and some of you might have heard about it. Just to mention that what all has been come out today is going to actually feed into a lot of ongoing work. So it's been wonderful that you all are here and have given so much energy into putting out your thoughts there. Thank you.
It took me close to 10 years before I started calling New Zealand my home. Why was that? Because a long time ago there was no opportunities for ethnic groups. And I think it's extremely lucky that we have that opportunity now, that we can contribute, talk and say our concerns. And thank you, Mayor, for giving us that opportunity, that we have this wonderful group here, not only one, but plenty of them around. I would say that there were extremely wonderful discussions on my table and lots of other tables I could see from the results which were happening around. Wonderful points made, and I'm sure all those points are going to be taken into consideration, and maybe most of them would be implemented too.